Hello everyone, and today I want to post update to my 2019 video about Magento 2 and PWA. Since that time there was a lot of improvements and I did prepare a Docker environment, so I'm gonna show you how to install it from the scratch and use Docker environment and also run PWA at your local machine for development purpose. So let me start. We're gonna start from two portions. The first one is to have Magento 2 website with sample data for PWA Studio. And the second part gonna be installation of PWA components on our local machine. I'm gonna use Windows and I have WSL2 installed, and also before we can get started, minimum requirements are Node version 16 or later and npm. I'm gonna use npm in this video. So let me check. I have on my WSL2 Ubuntu Node version 16 and npm-v 855. So looks like we're gonna be fine. So let me start with the local environment. I'm gonna use my repository from Docker.lines. There is example of local environment, and I added some documentation for it. So let me jump right to the local environment documentation. There is containers which what called local services. I already have it installed and run, and I'm gonna need just new projects, local environment. And I'm gonna use a simple project which is gonna have Magento 2, Redis, Elasticsearch, Revit, and Vue. So what I need to do is just to copy. I'm gonna post this link. I need to copy this file. Docker compose YML. It has almost everything. It has PHP 7.4, it's fine for us. Engines, all basic settings, and Elasticsearch. I need to make folder with source data. You can find all of it at the documentation. I'm just going to go through every step quickly to bypass step. I need source folder, dev folder, and I would need to have two configuration files, .env and global env. .env file would have the main settings, so it's gonna be pwa.local.sashas.pw, and let's call this project PWA. And global env file gonna have Magento settings. We can put our tokens over here. So let me see. Or we can add them during the installation. So files are here. Let me see if I can start the instance. I also need to prepare a database to install Magento and run the Magento installation command. So we did pass all the steps, and before we go through this step, we should have Magento installed, and we need to create first Magento project. We're gonna go to Magento documentation, and we're gonna install the latest Magento media package. So now let's run another container that we can execute all commands from here. So we can remove SSH folder. Yeah, this is probably. We need to stop containers and remove it manually. And remove the folder from mapping. And let's edit files that we didn't have this folder mapped. We're going to remove this line. And let's log into the container one more time. And let's run composer installation. So I need to enter my Magento username and key. Let's see if command is always here. Otherwise I will just have to copy authentication file from another project. Yeah, please ask us. So we still need keys, means I can add them with that Docker container configuration. I need to stop it, and I need to edit the global env file. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy my Magento case over here, and we will get back. So my keys are there, and I can restart services one more time. And now I can finally create Magento 2 project. It's gonna take some time for Composer to install all libraries. After the installation, we're gonna need to install demo data. We need to request Magento PWA library as well. And then we have to install all demo data, and then locally we can install Magento PWA. So for demo data, we need PHP 7.4 and access to Magento instance. Let's see how the installation is going on. I don't need to run docker compose access because I already spinned and different container. So I can just use composer require Magento PWA. And now let me add sample data. I already have this configuration at the my composer file. I can check it, go down, and Magento repository is here. So that's fine. And now I can add sample data. The next step is going to be to install Magento itself with all demo data. Let me see if I can reuse command from here. I would need to change the URL of the website. And user as well. Also, I'm gonna need Elasticsearch address, and we're gonna use the one from Docker. So you can see modified commands, URL, admin access, and Elasticsearch URL. So when it's done, our Magento website should be available, and we should be able to start with installation of PWA. There is Magento page, how to get started, so tell us to check our versions of Node and Yarn, in case we're gonna use Yarn, and then proceed with installations. So we do it locally. We do it on our main machine, not on Docker environment. So we're gonna use npm, and while my Magento installs, I will go here, I will make folder PWA, and it's where all gonna be installed. So I have to execute installation program. We decide that path is here. Let's call project test. Let's agree to everything. We use Magento 2.4, community edition, and we use npm. npm installs Magento, and next steps gonna be to start it. And we're waiting for our backend to be set up in the meantime as well. I'm gonna put pause to wait until the installation will be completed. So we can see PWA installed, Magento also installed. We can open our Magento website, we can see demo data. So now the next step would be to run real-time development. Let's run it and see where it's going to take us. I can tell that there is env file, and we may need to edit it. So it looks for Magento backend URL like a different one, and what we're gonna need to do, we need to use our URL from our backend. It's PWA local sashas.pw. And also over here, at this file, we can also edit custom settings if you want to rewrite dev server host and dev server port. So it's what's going to give us a different local host and port and host if you're going to use different ones. But let's see if this configuration is going to work in our case. I have almost all ports open, so I should be able to use any of them. So we can see the installation goes on. And project running at the port 10,000. I'm gonna post under my video links to PWA, Venia sample data, Magento quick style installation, as well as pipelines and documentation for the pipelines. The repository where you can find Docker local examples and you can build and just basically copy and paste the same what I just did and have your PWA running in like 15 minutes or so. Now it's enabled, so we can open project and our browsers. So in my case, it's going to be a local host. And here you go. You have PWA concept from Magento. You can click around, check it out, and work. Hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you guys, and have a good day.